Welcome, friends, to Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter. We bring you the greatest female voices in the music industry, from the artists, songwriters, and producers, to managers and executives, and all the women who make the music industry what it is today. Thank you for joining us. Welcome, friends. As we wrap up our May Mother's Day specials here at Crazy Women Country, I wanted to give a very special thank you to all of our moms who joined us. It is a privilege to have the opportunity to get to know each and every one of you. When we first started recording for Crazy Women Country in mid-2020, we wanted to interview not only artists and women directly involved in the music industry, but also the women behind the scenes. You know, the important people that we call family and friends. So, our first mom interview was in the fall of 2020 with the amazing Sally Clark. As she told me once, my only claim to fame is being Brandy Clark's mom. I couldn't be more thankful to Brandy Clark's persistence in songwriting and growing into the artist she is today, because it gave me the honor of getting to know her mom. A huge thank you to Sally for putting up with my technical issues and Amarillo's background noise of wind that I knew nothing about until we started editing. It's been a pleasure getting to know you, Sally. And thank you all for joining us, and stay tuned after the interview to hear Sally's answers for our Mother's Day questions. Hope you enjoy the show.
I have a good question for you.
Okay.
Now, obviously, I would like to know, who are your sheroes when you were growing up, and even today, some of your sheroes that you looked up to, whether mom, artists, whatever, just the women in your life that inspired you?
Well, all of the women in my family have been, except my sister now, have been widows by the time they are age of 50. And my grandmother, my mother's mother, her husband was killed when she was pregnant, 7 months pregnant with her seventh child. And she raised a handful of hellions all by herself, basically. So I've always had a great respect for Grandma. And my mom early on taught me, you know, there wasn't anything that I couldn't do that didn't require brute strength. And so I'm not afraid to try most anything. I think that Patsy, Cline, and Loretta, Lynn, as far as any kind of entertainers, of course, I never went to a concert until I was an adult. It just didn't happen, you know, concerts weren't the same thing, but their music is wonderful, so I've always loved them a lot. Merle Haggard is another one. He's not a shero, but I love his music. So I guess that's about, and you know, I think Brandy has really, she's an inspiring girl as far as her stick-to-itiveness, works hard, and to go when, you know, so much of everything that's in the entertainment industry is rejection, and 99% no, and then somebody will say yes. So I have a great deal of respect, plus love, of course, for Brandy for what she's been able to accomplish.
You must have really thick skin to be in that industry. You can't be too soft, or else you'll be out of it before you even started. It would be tough.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Brandy went through a lot of tough stuff. Still does. You know, rejection still a big part of what she does. But she is no different than anybody else that's been successful in that industry. So that keeps you going, thinking about other people doing the same thing that you're doing.
In your opinion, do you think it's harder for female artists than it is for male artists?
Oh, I do. I think in general, everything's harder for females, of course, because it is a man's world out there. And I don't know when that will ever homogenize into not being the way it is. So, and the way the country scene is set up now with all this computer stuff dictating what gets played and all of that kind of thing, I just don't see it changing very quickly for that in particular. So yeah, it's terrible for the female artists. I mean, when somebody like Reba all of a sudden has to struggle, and that's craziness.
Yeah. When people like that are struggling, then you've got to start thinking, well, there's a problem, isn't there? How can,
Yeah.
It's crazy. You watched that show on Netflix about Facebook and how they control people and what you view and everything else. That's scary.
It is. Steve has quit doing Facebook now, and he didn't even watch the show. I watched it and talked with friends and relatives about it and said, oh my God, I can't believe this stuff goes on. But I'm still on Facebook every morning trying to see what's going on.
See what's going on, yeah. Well, I suppose it depends on how much you let it can do. As I said, most of my Facebook, I don't really do much on my personal sites. Obviously, most of it's for Crazy Women Country. Most of my personal, if you look at it, it's all crazy dog videos and stuff like that. There's not much else about me on it. So they can show me stuff and, and I lose interest in videos. They just annoy me. And this is something I really want to watch, then it'll annoy me. But it's amazing how they can control people just by this logarithm. That's what we need.
That would be nice. Since I watched that show, and I'm scanning through Facebook. I don't do Twitter, hardly. I'll go over and check something once in a while, but I don't like Twitter. And I'm thinking, I wonder if those three guys are wondering now, what should we throw out at Sally right now and capture her mind again?
It's crazy. It really is.
And they know what to send because I buy something online. Steve asked me just yesterday, do you buy something every day on the internet? And I said, no, sometimes I skip, but then I'll buy two things the next day. So.
Yeah, that always amazes me. You look on something like, on another website or something, and all of a sudden Facebook is showing you, how about buying this? How about buying that? I'm like, really? How did you even know I did that?
It's those three guys.
Yes, that's building you.
Yeah.
They know exactly what you look like and everything.
That's right.
It really is scary. So, it's a bit bonkers that. So, yeah. So, should we go into these quick fire questions?
Okay.
Questions.
I love these. They're so much fun. They're dead easy. They're just a bit of fun. So, the first question. Are you an early bird or a night owl?
Oh, early bird. I've been up since 2 this morning.
Oh, my God. I woke up at 9:30. I'm like, I can't get up. I didn't have to work today. It's my day off, so that's my excuse.
My bed is my early time. That's it.
I'd be up at 5 o'clock at the weekends, but it's just like, no, I'm not working today. I don't care. Beach or countryside?
Country.
Favorite season?
Fall.
Biggest fear?
Frogs.
I love that.
Wait, which ones?
Which ones?
Like the toads or the Cuban ones, the ones with the little
Any
suction
frog.
cups or...
Any frog. My cousin, I had a sunsuit on when I was a little girl. I was 5 years old and I remember it so well. And it had buttons in the back, but they weren't all buttoned. And he walked over and put a frog down my back and I could feel its toenails. And I went running around the house. I think I ran 20 times, but my mom said, no, it wasn't that many. Trying to get that dang frog out of there. And so to this day, even toy frogs will give me the creeps. So,
oh, poor Kermit. Poor Kermit. That's terrible.
I know. It's awful.
Favorite holiday?
4th of July.
And favorite drink?
Margarita.
Perfect.
Yeah. It doesn't like me so well though.
After the election, you can come over to Florida. We're having a big margarita party, so myself and the neighbors, you're welcome to join us.
Well, that would be fun, I'm sure. Yeah. No, I love them, but boy, my stomach just can't tolerate very much of it. It's too citric.
Yes. Yeah,
if you were a
I don't get on
musical-
with margaritas.
So no margaritas for you, Paula.
No, I can't stand them. I'll just stick to my Jack. Stick to my Jack. I don't think your question came out. It cut out halfway through.
Okay. If you were a musical, what musical would you be?
Oh, that's tough. I don't know whether to answer what part I'd be. Kinky Boots, how's that?
I love it. That's great.
If you were a film genre, what film would you be?
Romantic comedy.
If you were a Disney character, what character would you be?
Maleficent.
I love Maleficent. Maleficent is the best.
Yeah.
If you could be
Actually-
any mythical creature. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, Brandy and her first roommate in Nashville gave me a Disney Globe with all of the villains from, there's Ursula and, oh gosh, the Sea Witch, Madame Medusa. No, was her name Madame Medusa? Yes. And I'm looking at it, Cruella de Vil. I mean, I could still sing you that song. I love that song. So, anyway.
That's cool. I love that.
What was your next question? Sorry.
If you could be any mythical creature, what would you be?
Probably a fairy. I'd like
That's a different one.
Little wings.
From the evil queens and stuff into the fairy, yeah.
Yeah, that's
a real contrast there.
It is.
I love it.
Oh, if you had a superpower, what superpower would you have and why?
Fly. I would be able to fly, and Steve's a pilot, so we're always flying around in his little planes. But I would be able to, I'd want to fly fast so I could get there sooner than him.
I love it. I love the competitiveness that I'm going to get there before you.
Yes.
He's like, doom, doom, doom behind it.
Yeah.
That's the best. Okay, now this one's going to be quite a hard one to answer because obviously we've had a few technical difficulties, but the most important question of them all. Who is your favourite CWC host?
The what host?
CWC, Crazy Women Country host.
Well, you girls. Of course. Yeah. None of the others have interviewed me, so.
Perfect. I love it. Well, it has been so much fun. I know we've had some major difficulties, and poor Donna's been backwards and forwards, but it's been a blast. It really has.
It has. You girls are fun, and I appreciate all the stuff you do on the.
Oh well. Hopefully, keep an eye out for us because hopefully from November we'll be getting all our videos out. We're pretty busy, so hopefully we can keep promoting female acts, making sure the world listens to them. And we're not just doing new acts, we're trying to get, more established acts. So, we can help everybody and make sure people are hearing them and they're not, being left on the shelf like they seem to be. So.
Yeah.
We have our way. I think the ultimate goal for us is to eventually create that radio station. It may be like a internet radio station, but at least that way get all women and 2% men and show the world that this is really how women feel. This is how the guys can feel now. Just kind of that switcheroo, if you will.
We're going to turn all upside down.
Yeah.
And we're going to have all women and this 2% men. That'd be great.
Okay, well, you have safe travels and enjoy Spain. And
I will do. You have a great rest of your day.
Thanks. All righty.
No worries. Speak to you soon. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Up next are our Mother's Day question and answers. Who are some of the women who inspired you? My maternal grandmother was my greatest inspiration. Her husband was killed in a mining accident when she was 7 months pregnant with her 7th child. She raised those 7 hellions all by herself. And they were hellions. I listened to stories of their childhoods and marveled at how they managed to grow up and become adults without killing themselves or someone else. They were typical kids, but did many untypical things that some kids would not have survived. Set houses on fire unintentionally. Set a prairie on fire from smoking, again unintentional. Grandma just kept on being a mother and trying to get them through life. She was pretty amazing. What's a favorite thing you do with your daughter? Road trips to visit points of interest with her. Those that she usually drives by on her tours and is on such a time schedule that she's unable to take the time to see the sights. Most importantly, just to be with her. It happens so infrequently, and it's the best of times. We are generally surrounded by others when we are able to see one another. What is the craziest or funniest thing your daughter did for Mother's Day? Nothing crazy or funny. Always thoughtful, though. What is the favorite memory with your daughter? We took a road trip through the Dakotas and Wyoming following a songwriters festival in Deadwood, South Dakota. We visited Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse Monument, Custer State Park, and Devil's Tower. What's your most memorable family vacation? My most memorable family vacation was when I was a teenager. We never had taken a vacation as a family, poor people that we were. An overnight jaunt to visit my dad's aunt and uncle in a nearby town, but no vacation. We went all the way to Moses Lake, Washington to visit with family friends, Althea and Ray and their kids, Shauna, Alan, and Steve. We were in a big city. We ran around a neighborhood with several kids playing hide and seek in the dark, lots of freedom and fun, and many kids to play with. At home, we just had each other to play with, and by our teens, we weren't that excited about each other anymore. In your opinion, what's one piece of advice to give to your daughter? Always do what makes you happy. What strange cravings did you have while pregnant with your daughter? The strange craving I had was that I loved mustard on chicken in a biscuit crackers. Do you sing or play a musical instrument? I do sing. I'm not great, but I can carry a tune and keep time. I learned music on the accordion between the ages of 7 and 10. I taught myself piano and guitar from my accordion knowledge. Again, not great, but I can accompany myself with my singing on my guitar and piano. Not so much with the accordion for some reason. I've just never gotten the swing of singing while playing an accordion. What was your first concert? Ronnie Millsap. When did you know your daughter was musically inclined? She did really well playing Amaryllis in The Music Man as a little girl. She was able to learn the lines and sing live in front of the local townspeople. She also had to learn to play the piano a bit for the part and picked up on that very easily. From there, she started her quest to learn, play, and sing music. How did you feel when your daughter told you she wanted a career in music? I was tickled for her. I knew it would be hard work and that if she put her mind to it, as she had done in sports, she would be highly successful at it. What's the favorite song of your daughter's? Broke. What song or album should we listen to before we die? Willie Nelson's Stardust. If you enjoyed today's episode of Crazy Women Country, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Be sure to click the subscribe button for new interviews weekly. And thank you, friends, for joining us today on Crazy Women Country, where women's voices matter.